we're going to be learning in the session today. So I want you to just tell us, we're going to allow you actually say everything you're prepared to tell us. But basically, a lot of lawyers have not started, their digital practice or promoting their brand because of the restrictions of the RPC. So tell us how you were able to navigate it and, one or two things we can pick up from there. Over to you, Ma.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very grateful. And like she said, my name is Abimo Olayiwola. I'm a business lawyer and a digital law practice consultant. So about the RPC, I tell lawyers that the reason why a lot of lawyers are so, scared of the RPC is because they really think that they don't understand digital marketing. Because when we talk about digital law practice is just basically selling your legal skills with digital marketing, strategies. And the thing is, we are not saying that lawyers should advertise like the regular vendor, even though the RPC does not specifically prohibit advertisements. The RPC actually provide for certain types of advertisements that are not, proper. So most of the lawyers who are really scared of the RPC, they're not really taking time to sit down to look at it. Which one is proper? Which one is not proper? Which one is allowed? Which one is not allowed? And when we tell lawyers that, okay, market your legal services online, we're not saying, oh, hawk it like gala, or tell them that come and buy. We're practically just telling you to leverage thought leadership. Leverage thought leadership. So create content in such a way that people begin to see you as an authority. And when people see you as an authority, they bring briefs to you. And the RPC allows you as a lawyer to create content, to write, content, to write blog articles, to educate the public, and all those kind of things. So if that is what you are doing, you can never be in breach of the RPC. Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you
Oh,
very
great.
much for that. So you basically said we're not doing it like other people, but yeah, we're actually positioning ourselves in such a way that people can see what we do. So can you just maybe let us a little bit into your own journey? How, like, what were those things you faced? Maybe there were restrictions, maybe there were backlashes, maybe there were some things that would have made you want to stop at some point. So how were you able to like push on and continue to get to where your practice is today?
Okay, well, when I started my digital law practice journey, it was a bit strange because at then there was nothing like digital law practice, especially in Nigeria. So there were in developed clients, people were already using digital marketing to sell legal services. But in Nigeria, it was strange. So when I sorry, please don't let me miss that person. So when I started, the first thing I experienced was, backlash from lawyers, especially senior colleagues, because it was strange to them. And they felt that, oh, she's against the RPC, she's doing this and that. And at first, I started, trying to explain myself. But then later on, I realized that there is no way you can explain yourself to these people. So all I did was just to ignore. All I did was to ensure that I scrutinize whatever I'm putting out. Is this okay? Will I be able to defend this? And I focus on it. So I realized that most of those lawyers then who were really, skeptical or talking back at me or who were criticizing me heavily are now back to enroll for the digital lawyers bootcamp. They're now back to reach out to me to now ask me, okay, how are you doing it? What are you doing? Can you teach me and all that? So it wasn't a smooth journey. That's just what I'm trying to say. And when you're starting anything that is worth it, many people would not agree with you in the beginning. It's just a normal thing. If everybody agrees, if everybody already sees, the goodness in what you want to do, then probably you're already doing something wrong because everybody cannot agree with you, even if you are selling long life and prosperity. Some people will still feel bad that you're selling long life and prosperity to everybody. So it's just normal. So I experienced that. And another thing that I experienced was combining it with my regular practice, because when I launched my digital law practice, or let me say when I started, learning digital law practice, I was a full-time litigation lawyer. So I was a full-time litigation lawyer. So I would go to court. Then from court, I would go to classes. And I'm drafting pleadings. I'm also learning digital marketing. And at a point, my principal felt like I wasn't serious. My principal actually felt that way. It felt like, you're supposed to become, an STA, you're supposed to do this. What are you doing? What's that? And so I was telling him that no, this is what I want to do. So it's like I use my whole day, and my office then is a very busy office. So it's like I use my whole day for litigation, then I go to class in the evening, and I use my night to practice and do assignments. So it was that ethic. And because I also have people in my family that are lawyers, my sister is also a lawyer, my brother is a magistrate. They also felt like I was straying away. So I felt like the black sheep in the family. I felt like I felt like the black sheep. But the thing is, today they look at me and they're so proud of me. My boss is always proud to tell everybody that the digital lawyer, she was my junior, oh, that kind of thing. I'm the one that trained her. I'm the one that did this and that. So it's just it. I experienced a lot of all those. Then I also experienced trying to merge law with digital marketing rules without breaching the RPC. Because when I started, I said there was nothing like digital law practice. So most of the things they were teaching me were actually against the RPC. So I was actually the one that sat down to streamline both, to read the RPC and to look at the digital strategies, and now to come into the middle to bring, okay, these are the rules that lawyers can play by. And that's why I tell lawyers that even if you want to learn digital law practice or digital marketing skills, or you want to get a social media manager or an online branding, service, don't go to someone who is not a lawyer, because the person will likely put you in trouble. Because most of all these things, I was the one that actually sat down to map them out to say, okay, this will be against the RPC, this won't be against the RPC, this is, we can accommodate this in our profession, we can't accommodate. And those people who are not lawyers, they don't know. So they just put you out there like that at the risk of, breaching the RPC. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, if in case you are having questions already while our speaker is still speaking, you can just put it in the chat so that she can attend to it, at an opportune time. Okay, so thank you very much for that. So, in a situation whereby I know that some people here are already getting active on their social media already, they're already creating content, they're already doing things. I want you to speak to those that are not yet, that have not yet started anything, they are still considering it. Are you going to advise them to start by maybe studying the RPC fair? Like, what is a good starting place for, someone that wants to start out?
Okay, thank you. So anyone wants to launch a digital law practice, I would say that I'll give you two options. The first option is you can actually sit down by yourself, try to wing it, read the RPC, go online and all those things. But it's a long route because I mean, I don't believe in long routes. I don't believe in trials and error. If there is anyone who has done something ahead of me and the person is doing it well, I just go straight to the person. So what I would say is try to meet someone who has done it and who has results. Someone like me, someone like any other person out there who has done it, who has a thriving online brand as a lawyer, who is not in breach of the RPC, who understands the rules and the procedures. The person is going to hold your hands and tell you this is what you should do. Instead of you, like there are some mistakes that I made even when I started that I started correcting, like this cohort of the Digital Lawyers Bootcamp. There are so many things that I changed for them that were not what we did before. So I just told them, oh, this used to be like this, but I've tested it. I saw that it is not working. Oh, this is what is working now and all that. So you don't want to just start bringing it and then you are using 3 years or 2 years to just, beat around the bush and you're not getting results. Why don't you just go to someone who has results and let the person hold your hand? So that's the best approach to me. That's the best approach.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that. So we have a question in the comment section. Okay, but before we get to that question, I want to ask this. For people that are in paid employment, like they have a day, a full-time, maybe 9 to 5 employment, how can they actually do this content creation? Because I remember when I was in full-time paid employment, I was like, is it not going to be a sort of competition for me to be doing promoting my personal brand online while I'm working in someone else's establishment? So what can you say about that for people that are in 9 to 5?
If you're 9 to 5, you there's no principal that will tell you not to grow your personal brand. If any principal is telling you not to grow your personal brand, the principal does not love you. The principal does not even have your best interest at heart. Because your personal brand is you. What if you leave the office tomorrow? So the principal actually wants you to be stranded or something. So there's a difference between growing your personal brand and competing with your law firm. So competing with your law firm means that you are going online to maybe advertise some of the services that your law firm also offers, and you are getting clients. Maybe there's a rule in the office that you should not do private practice. Then you are getting the private practice and then you are keeping it to yourself. Even if your office allows private practice, then it means there's no conflict, right? So it means that for you to be saying, you are conflicting with the office, then it means that the office does not allow private practice. But even if the office does not allow private practice, you can grow your personal brand. You are a lawyer. In fact, your personal brand will help the office to get more noticed online, to get more quality clients, to even increase their brand perception. Because let me tell you, it is brand perception that people pay for. The same thing that they do in the big law firm where they're charging billions. It's the same thing that you do in your law firm where you're charging thousands. It is just the same. In fact, you may even be more skilled than some of them. So it is just brand perception that people are paying for. So I don't see any principal, except that principal is not exposed, or that principal does not even have your best interest at heart. I don't see any principal telling you not to grow your personal brand. If you grow your personal brand, it rubs off on the law office. It rubs off on the law office, and people will view you well. People will, every law office should have quality people. People will look at you well. People will bring big briefs to you. You'll be able to charge better. And in fact, you as a lawyer, if you grow your personal brand and you're working in 9 to 5, you would not, I'm sorry.
Okay, I think she's going to join us in a few minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I'm just going to switch my light for now. So like I said, if you are working in an office and they now tell you that you should not grow your personal brand, then you should be afraid of that office. Because even if you leave that office, it is your personal brand that you will go with. That's the only asset that you have. If you grow your personal brand, the office will not be able to deny you promotions. Okay, let me give you an example. Earlier today, I went for a speaking engagement. Uh, Earlier today, I went for a speaking engagement, and obviously, when you go for speaking engagements, especially for people who are not lawyers, you get a lot of people who want to collect your contact and all those kind of things. That is what I encourage my own colleagues in the office to do. They grow their personal brand. I just came back from that event not quite long. I'm trying to cut some of the videos and the pictures to put them online, because I cannot be the only one growing the brand of the law firm. If only one person is growing the brand of the law firm, I mean, how long are we going to do that? There are people are coming to the law firm because they see me, they like me, they know me. What about other people? So if any principal is now saying don't grow your personal brand, if other principal is also affecting his own business, It is only the principal that will be known, that will be liked, that people will bring quality briefs to. And I don't want to be that kind of person. I don't carry the burden alone. So don't allow anybody to tell you not to grow your personal brand. Growing your personal brand does not mean that you're going online to be hawking legal services. It just means that you are positioning yourself for opportunities. You are talking about the things you know. You are showing yourself to be someone of value. People are respecting you. People know that you're a lawyer. People can bring briefs to you. Please, if anybody's working in any 9 to 5 and they're telling you not to grow your personal brand, it's not, I'm sorry, I don't even want to say it. Don't worry. Let me keep that advice, please.
Okay, so thank you so much for that response, Ma. Please, in case you have questions, you can put them in the comment section. We have one from Folarin. She says, "Good evening, Ma. Well done. I create content on family law, but I find myself not posting because of litigation. How do I do the two without clashing? How do I build both brands? Family law
Schedule
litigation."
your post ahead. Schedule your post. Immediately you finish creating it like this, just schedule it. On Facebook, if you're using a professional account, there's a scheduling button. You can schedule for 1 month. On LinkedIn, you can schedule for 1 month. On Instagram, you can schedule. Even on TikTok, if you use TikTok Studio, you can schedule for 1 month. And people think, I can't create content because content creation is difficult. Content creation is not difficult. Anything is content. You are going to court, a litigation lawyer, as you are packing your books. Why don't you just take a picture of yourself? As you are drafting, just take a picture of yourself. I shared some pictures recently of myself in the library. In fact, I'd even forgotten that I didn't take pictures. It was late at night when I remember that I've been drafting since morning. I just said, oh, please snap me. That is content. Because content is not only about sharing the position of the law, it's about everything that makes people see you. Anybody that sees me in the library with the books on the shelf, the person will think I've read everything and I know everything in those law reports. It's just brand perception. So you're a litigation lawyer, you are wearing your collarette in the morning or your bib in the morning. Why don't you just do a 3 seconds video and just share it online? How I adorn myself when I'm going to defend my clients or something like that. You're walking into the court. Why don't you just show us your footstep as you're going? You are in court and maybe the judge hasn't arrived. Why don't you just do a video selfie of your face and your wig? You are tired. You've been in court all day. Why don't you do a video of my face after a tired day in court, after a full day in court? And people know that, one, you are a lawyer, two, you stay all day in court, and that means a lot. A lawyer staying all day in court means you are very experienced, you have listened to everything, or you show the volume of books. You are hoping like you are reviewing you are drafting something or something. Just show us anything. People think content is difficult. That's the problem. Anything you are doing is content. That's just it. So schedule your post ahead. You have Once you have the time to create that post, schedule it immediately. Yes, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that response. So it means that content is not just, it's not streamlined to just video or typing content. It can just be your daily life, as you just go about it every day. Thank you so much for that response. So I have another question here. Will you advise someone that is just starting out to, okay, I want to talk about niching down now because like the person that just asked that question is talking about family law and then litigation. So would you advise someone to niche down or should the person just, do as many areas of law that they are familiar with or something?
It's a deep question. It's really a deep question. And the reason why I said it's a deep question is because before now, I would have just asked niche down. But right now, I wouldn't say that. It is good to niche down because it is when you niche down that you can attract quality clients that will pay you premium. Because everybody wants to pay an expert. Everybody wants to work with an expert. If you go to a mechanic workshop, you won't want to work with the apprentice, right? You want to work with the expert there. So if you really want people to pay you, you want to work the big boys that are not going to price you down. You have to niche down, pick an area of law. But why I said it's a deep question is because if you are just starting out online, the challenge I have seen is that people now niche down when they are starting out online, not knowing the kind of audience they are going to get. You may think that your audience will like business law, but then they'll go and like family law. You may think they will like family law, they may like intellectual property law. As lawyers, we have diverse, experience. I'm a startup lawyer, a tech lawyer now to the core. But don't forget that I had 7 years of active litigation experience. So any day, once a litigation lawyer is always a litigation lawyer, I still went to the Federal High Court. Listen, any day, if any lawyer is doing shakara for me, I want you to draft and help me handle this. Because I'm doing shakara, I pick up my wig and gown. I've drafted before you even wake up in the morning. I've finished all my drafting. So what I'm trying to say is, if you now say you want to niche down and you get online, you may be limiting your brand because online you have the opportunity to meet a lot of people. So what I say now is start creating different kind of contents online. The ones that you have knowledge about, not the ones that you don't have knowledge about, because that's another thing that I'm going to address. A lot of lawyers are creating content that they don't know anything about. You will just go and copy from Google. If you as a lawyer, if your content is not more than what they can find generally online, then you have not started, you are not creating content, you are just playing, just crashing, you are just scratching the surface. You're not creating. People who want to pay will not come to you. So, like I was just saying, make sure that you try to create different content when you are starting out online. So when you create different content, now look at the ones that your audience are that they are really liking, they're really reacting to. And when I say reacting to, I'm not telling you likes and comments. I'm telling you the one that they are asking for your services and they are making payments. Because like I said, money is the main thing. You are not online to get likes. You are not online to get engagements. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes, it is good. You need likes, you need engagement. But which one would you prefer? You do a post, 5,000 likes, 300 comments, or you do a post, 10 likes, 2 comments, somebody enter your DM and pay you 10 million. Which one would you prefer? I beg. It's results that is the main thing. So create different content. Focus on the one where you are getting results. So on the one where you are getting results, let me tell you this thing though. When I started, I was creating content for tech law, startup law / tech law, and digital law practice. Then I now realized that once in a while, I can just create content about family. Any day I create content about family, like it just go viral. People come to my DM, they want to do divorce, they want to file divorce, they want to file for custody, they want to do letters of administration. Any day I just chip in like maybe property law or landlord and tenant, people come to my DM, they want to do this, they want to purchase property, they want to. So I realized that really, if I had done what I just told you to do, maybe I wouldn't even have branded myself as a tech lawyer. Yes, I would be a tech lawyer, but online, maybe that's not what I would have branded myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not getting briefs as a tech lawyer. I am getting briefs like very well as a tech lawyer. But I'm just saying that at times I post a tech law content and they're doing 10 likes. And I post a family law content and it's doing 500 or even 5K. And people are coming to my DM and you get. So it is because I just boxed myself. So maybe I wouldn't have even majored into tech law. Maybe I would have become, a family lawyer, more of marriage counseling and all those kind of things. Maybe that's what I would have really focused on because I still do that too. Even as a tech lawyer, I still do divorce, I do custody, I do all those kind of things. So what I'm saying is try to create different content, then monitor the results, and then now choose where you want to focus on. But don't get lost in creating everything. Choose, because if, like I said, if you are not an expert, people will not pay you good money. So after some time, when you now see that, okay, this is what my people want, you now choose that area, you will now dig deep. Because I've seen a lot of lawyers, their content, I will not lie, their content is shallow. Very, very shallow. Like you just know that this one does not know anything. So you now go down. If it is your practice area, you must be the best. You must create content that people have not even heard about. They'll be like, what is that? I've not heard about that. You must dig deep if you really want the big box in content creation. I hope I didn't take too much of your time answering that question.
No, 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 not at all. It's actually very, very robust response. Thank you so much for that. And I'm sure, please, if you have questions, can use the comment section. Our speaker is very much on hand to answer them. So, from what you just said, now I have a question, right? So you said we should stop doing shallow things. We should not just be posting things that people can easily find online. So, right, I think so. How do we like research? How can you advise us to make research when we want to give informed decisions? So apart from the content we can find, or apart from the information we can find online, so how can we actually go deep, like you said?
Hmm. Research is hard work. Let me start from the one you already know. If you want to find information, the first thing is you will still go back to research. You gotta do research about all the lawyers that are in that practice area that you have now chosen, that are brilliant. I'm not talking about that are popular. Some lawyers that are popular, they're not, I'm sorry, every lawyer is brilliant. But some lawyers are popular, but no, you will see that, look at the ones that are really brilliant, that know their onions. Follow them, read their posts. If there are some big law firms in Nigeria that they do deep research. I can't count the number of law firm newsletters that I have subscribed to in my practice area, in my law firm. Uh, like for my practice, the big law firms, they release something today. I've read it. That's number one. Number two, pay for courses, pay for access. Pay for access. If you see anybody that is good, they have a course, they have a book, pay for access so that you can access it. Then number three, monitor breaking news. Monitor breaking news in your industry. If anything comes out today, there's a breaking news or anything, go and do more research. See, and you will always see research, especially in the days of AI. You will always see more and more and more. Then don't limit yourself to Nigerian lawyers. You can go outside the shores. Foreign lawyers, there are some things that are in our law, but people are not really using it. People have not really discovered it. Yes, it is there, but lawyers are not really talking about it. But it is well developed in other climes. So read articles, read blogs, follow foreign lawyers. There are some things they will say. There was something someone wanted to do that he didn't get any lawyer to do it, like 10 lawyers. They said they didn't know anything about it. I said, okay. I saw that it's actually very popular in the UK. So I follow some foreign lawyers. I saw it. I discussed with, some people, and fortunately for me, I finally got a lawyer who has done it before. And then he explained it to me, and that's how I did that break. And for some other, it may not even be a lawyer that will teach you. When you're doing courses, when you're doing trainings, go beyond the ones that lawyers are offering. Go in. See, when I started as a startup lawyer, apart from reading articles of lawyers, buying books, doing master classes of lawyers, I went to startup boot camps. I did about, I can't count, maybe 5 or 6 startup boot camp. Like, I want to know what is going on in those incubators and accelerators. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I paid, I joined. I want to see. By the time you join like 5, you finish the training, you do another one. There's no way you will not understand certain things. So, and it is different. If you're a family lawyer, you are going to other places. So you gain knowledge, because I want to see from the lens of the clients. I want to be in a class with my prospective clients. I want to see what they teach them. And I want to see the kind of questions they are asking. So that when they are asking me those questions, I will not just be dumb. And these are things that my lawyer colleagues may not be able to even teach me. So that is it. So you go beyond even just lawyers. You go into the midst of your clients, prospective clients. Where are they going to? Where are they gaining knowledge from? Who are the people they are following online? Who are the news blogs that they are following online? You have to follow them. And that's just, and knowledge is not, you just keep searching for knowledge, buy more books, do more courses, and that is just it. And that's what I do. That's just what I do. And you will just see that before you know it, you will just see that one day you wake up and you'll be so. I had a meeting this morning. It was a tough one. It was hot seat. A startup actually wanted to retain our firm. And I didn't know. I just thought it was a casual, you know, casual call. And I just jumped on the call. It was very early in the morning. More. They put me on a hot seat. You know, three directors put me on the hot seat. And I was able to like impress them and talk and do a lot of things. But some of the things they were discussing, if I had not gone to like insider trainings with people like that, I will not be able to answer. These are not the things that lawyers teach me or I learned from my lawyer colleagues or something. So you just have to be, your brain just have to be up and doing. There are some things that clients have not even come to ask you, but you just have to be very inquisitive. You just think, okay, this thing, I just saw something online. Okay, let me check it. And you just start doing research. Research on something that clients have not even brought to you. You have detailed all the responses like you already have a brief. So the day you have the brief, you just have it handy. Because it is not when the opportunity comes that you now begin to prepare. So for content creation, you just need that extra. It is just a little extra that makes it extraordinary because everybody does ordinary. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So that's it. I hope you got something from that, right?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for that
Yeah.
response, Ma. So in relation to the question before this one, would you also advise someone that wants to start creating content to focus on one particular social media, or is there a particular social media that is like friendly, kind to lawyers that are into content creation? What can you say to that?
Um, it depends. Social media, there's no social media platform that is friendly. It's not even about going on one social media platform. It's about understanding your audience. And your audience on that platform that you are going to, because even if you run 10 miles in the wrong direction, you are still running in the wrong direction and you won't get results. So the first thing is to do your audience analysis. Where are they? Who are they? Some people don't even understand their audience. And I see a lot of lawyers, I ask them, what's your client avatar like? They don't know. They don't even know who their client is. So if you don't know who your client is, how would you know where they are to go and meet them? How would you know the kind of um content they like? How would you know the communication style that fits them? Some lawyers just copy. They copy, and these are the things that we teach at the digital lawyers boot camp. So lawyers just copy it. Bam. They see the lawyer is doing it. See, even we that we are doing business law, we are doing startup law. Do you know that business law is wide? We have people that are we are startup lawyers, right? We have people that are small business lawyers. We are startup lawyers. We have people that are focused on corporations. We have people that are focused on NGOs. We have people that they do mergers and acquisition. We have people that do SEC. We have people that focus majorly on intellectual property. We have people that focus on just fintech. See, it is wide. Now, the client of the person who is focusing on multinational companies as a business lawyer are not my own client as a startup lawyer. Do you know that? His clients are C-suite executives, people who are already successful, people who are already maybe middle age, right? I am a startup lawyer. My own clients are tech bros, techies. My own clients are fresh graduates or undergraduate teenagers. My own clients are techies. My own clients are. So if you don't understand, you will just go and copy the content style or the content that somebody else is sharing. And it will not. What would appeal to my own client who is a 21-year-old who is building the next biggest, maybe app or something? The kind of content I will do that will appeal to that 21-year-old is not the kind of content that you will do that will appeal to Tony Elumelu because you want to get UBA as your client. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Are we not both business lawyers? We are business lawyers. Some people are doing SEC. Some people are into, everything, capital markets and all those things. The same, it's not the same thing that we are doing. Yes, we have business where some people are just SMEs. They deal with small business owners, they do just CAC registrations and all those kind of things. Compared to their own practice area, the kind of content they do is not my own content because I'm not talking to the same people. They are talking to SMEs. Me, I'm talking to people who want to scale. They want to be the next unicorn. So we are not talking to the same people. We are doing the same business, but our audience are not the same. So in fact, where we are going to find them on social media apps is not the same. The social media app that will interest Tony Elumelu is not the social media app that will interest my own 19-year-old startup founder. The kind of content that I will create for my own 19-year-old is not what we attract Tony Elumelu or Ibukun Awoshika. So it's just basic, but people don't know these things. And these are the things that we share digital bootcamp. Understand your audience. Before you're even talking about platform, it's not even all about platform. If you understand your audience very well, you won't even be asking about platform because you already know where you can find them, what they need, what to give them, and every other thing. And starting on different social media platforms is hard work. So I would say start on one, maximum two. Anything more than that, you're going to stress yourself out. Because even me, that I've been doing it for long, at times, I beg, it is a hard work. So just do one. Because the fear is, if you're doing too many social media platforms, you will just be replicating the same content across boards. And you will not grow. LinkedIn has its own style of content that thrives. Facebook has, Instagram has, TikTok has, YouTube has, X different. All of them. So now, if you now want to do everything, that means you will not be able to do quality job. You will just copy like a lot of us do. And that's the mistake I made because when I started out on LinkedIn and I was doing Facebook, but my LinkedIn went viral before my Facebook. And because I still wanted to maintain Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, this one, that was when I lost my LinkedIn goods. And it just stopped since then. So if I had this kind of knowledge then, I'd have just focused more on maybe LinkedIn or Facebook. Just focus on one. By the time you now grow, it's easy for you to diversify. If you go to another platform, your audience will find you because it will be suggesting to them. Do you know that those apps, they exchange your data? It will be suggesting to them to follow you. And because they already know you, that you're already a popular person on that app, they'll come and look for you on the other app. So for a start, just one, maximum of two. Anything more than that is stress. Yes, it is.
Thank you so much for that
Yeah.
insightful answer to that question. So I have a question again. I saw something today. So somebody made a post, a lawyer made a post. He used one Latin maxim. He just put the Latin maxim and then explained the meaning. So another person came and commented, another lawyer came and commented and said, this thing, I used 5 years to learn it in uni. Don't come and be giving it out for free to everybody. So I would like to know, like, at what point can we be conscious about oversharing, right? Because I know that, we spent a lot learning and then we're just giving a lot of free information out there. So at what point can we actually watch out for oversharing? What's the boundary between you wanting to share, become known as a lawyer, and then overshare, giving out too much information?
Okay. So
Yeah.
lawyers always have that fear. That fear of, I don't want to overshare, I don't want to do this. The rule is that a lot of lawyers who complain about oversharing, they've not learned about content creation. In content creation, you share the why and people pay for the how. In content creation, you share the why and people pay for the how. So I can share why you need to get these necessary licenses for your company, but I will not share like the details of the step-by-step process you're going to, you go through when you're getting it. Even if I tell you that I am sharing the step-by-step process, believe me, I will not share a complete step-by-step process. You will still need to come back to me. So But the only thing I tell people is don't share information in such a way that makes you look like a dullard. Because by the time you are saying we don't want to share, you will now go and share information that looks ridiculous. And don't forget that that content that you are sharing is your pre-audition. It is what they see online that they will use to perceive your level of knowledge. So you have to still show them that you are knowledgeable. Let me tell you, if there's anybody that should be afraid of oversharing, it's all these big law firms. Do you know the number of blog posts and articles that they write? Do you know, have you seen these big laws? Have you seen their websites? They create details. They will tell you how to apply for something, write a letter of application to something, do this, pay something fee. They don't keep anything, and that's why they are getting the briefs. But you that are doing gatekeeping, how many have you got with your gatekeeping? Do you get what I'm saying? So it's always good to share the why and let them come. And most of the time, when you even say you're oversharing, most of these things people cannot do it by themselves. They'll still come back to you. That's the truth. Somebody was telling me recently, and the person said, he checked our article on Google and he checked some law firms and everything, and he was satisfied with our article because he said out of all the articles that he read, that it was our own that stood out, and he said, this is the lawyer that I'm going to work with. And I actually had to ask him, give me that specific article, because if I think about 3 people have mentioned that particular article. So it means that we did a great job and we have to emulate that style in subsequent articles. If you wrote an article and the first client came, said it was this article, the second client came, said it was this article, the third client came, said it was this article. And the next thing I did was I went online because I usually ask them, I track my marketing activities. What keyword did you search? This one. I searched it. I looked at all the other law firms that showed together with our article, and I read their articles. I wanted to figure out the difference so that I don't make their mistake. I wanted to see what they wrote versus what we wrote, so that I don't make their own mistake. So it is not enough to just say you are gatekeeping. Yes, you can gatekeep the detailed process. Instead of saying apply, write a letter of application to so, you can say contact a lawyer to do so. Do you get what I'm saying? Contact a lawyer, you have a right in this case. This is what the law says. You need to contact your lawyer immediately. Your lawyer will do X, Y, Z. But you're not saying your lawyer will write a letter of application. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So you're not like giving them the complete breakdown, but you are giving them enough for them to see you as an expert. Because if they don't see you as an expert, they're not going to bring brief to you. Nobody will bring brief to someone they think is an amateur. They'll just read your article and they'll just be like, I'm not even sure that this one knows so much. So you have to show them that you know. Or the exact how to do it is what you get paid for.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that answer. So I have one more question. One more question from my end. I don't know if anybody will have maybe one or two questions before we call it a wrap. So what is the starter kit you can advise for content creation for a legal practitioner? What are those tools? What are some of those maybe software applications that any lawyer that wants to start their content creation should start looking to getting?
Okay. If you are just starting content creation, the first thing is not even the tool now. The first thing is the knowledge of content creation. Because what a lot of lawyers call content creation is not content creation. It is not content creation. Because content creation is way more than I just reproduce information online or I'm just catching crews. It is deliberately, programming people to believe a narrative that you want them to tell about you. That is content creation. So you must know the narrative that you want them to tell about you when you're not in the room. Everybody knows Abimo Olayiwola is a digital law practice consultant and a startup lawyer. Some people would argue that she is the best digital law practice consultant. Oh, give it to Abimo Olayiwola. Oh, call Abimo Olayiwola. That's the narrative that I have pushed. over the years. It is not by chance. So if you want to be the best in your industry, you want people to not price you down, you want people to recommend you for opportunities, recommend you for briefs, you must be able to push a narrative. And pushing a narrative is not by mouth. People must be able to subtly canvass and campaign for you without them even knowing. And that is what we call content creation. It is more than just it is more of psychology and marketing. So the first thing I'm going to tell anybody that wants to start, join the Digital Lawyers Bootcamp or sign up for one-on-one mentorship. We have a lot of programs. We have the bootcamp, we have the mentorship. Learn how to create the normal content that you need. When you now know how to create content, yes, we can now be talking about tools. You need, if you want to aid your content creation, you can use AI like ChatGPT. You know, if you want to do videos, you can use your phone to record, use CapCut to edit. If you want to do flyers, you can use Canva to edit your flyers and create beautiful flyers. But really, all those things are secondary because you can have all the tools. But if you don't have the knowledge, you see that you're creating content, but you not get any clients. You not be wondering, all these people that are claiming that they are getting clients online, are they even lying? Are they lying? But they're not lying. It is because you don't know content creation. So it's not about the tools. It's about you first understanding content creation. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. So I believe that we've all gotten a lot of value from this session. So please, can we just appreciate our guests in the comment section? If you don't have questions, we can take questions at this time. But if you don't have questions, you can at least send in a word of appreciation to our guests. She has really said a lot. Like this particular session is something you can actually pay for, and it's worth every time that she has spent with us. So you must have heard her also mention okay, Nnamdi Wosa, you have a question, please go ahead. If you have a question, you can also raise your hand and ask it if you don't want to type it. Nnamdi, you can go ahead and ask your question. So like I was saying, she has this digital lawyers bootcamp. If there's anything you may have picked from here, is that you need to go for courses, you need to pay for courses, you need to pay for boot camps, you need to like just invest in your digital law practice, invest in pushing your personal brand as a lawyer, forward. And one of the ways you can do that is to attend a boot camp. And our speaker here has a boot camp. I think it runs for, I think 2 or 3 weeks. Intensive time of learning where you will learn everything that we have talked about here and even more. So yes, I actually attended that boot camp, and it has really caused a difference in the way I begin to approach content creation as a lawyer. So in case you want to be a part of that boot camp, in case you want to join the next cohort is starting in January next year. So but you can start to like put down your interests. How do we join the bootcamp and the mentorship? Yes. So after the session, you can just reach out. You can reach out to us, and then we're going to put you up with our speaker so that you can be a part of that bootcamp. And if you also follow her on Facebook with her name Abimo Olayiwola, you will also be getting updates, especially when it's getting close to that date. So it's a very worthy investment, you do that, you buy books, you attend courses, go for classes. My coach says it a lot. She says it a lot that anywhere you see anything, any teaching, any webinar, seminar, just plug yourself in, because you're going to be gaining a lot as you do that. Don't just say, oh, this is not my area of law, or this is not something I'm interested in, or this, that. Anywhere you just say anything, any teaching that is going on, plug yourself in. Just add a lot of value to yourself. Please, the bootcamp virtual for those of us not in. I say yes, it's completely virtual. It's completely virtual. You're going to have live classes on Google Meets, and then there's also a WhatsApp group for information. So yes, you can reach out for that after this class, and we'll plug you onto that. Or just follow our guests on Facebook, Abimo Olayiwola, so that you can get all the updates on that. So if there are no questions, I can't see any question in the comment section. There are no questions. That's okay. The replay of this teaching is going to be available. Yes, we're going to have it on YouTube after this session. And for those that are registered, I have your email addresses. I will just, send the link to the replay to you so that you can maybe go through it again and pick one or two things. I don't know if I don't know why I keep calling our coach. Yeah, she's actually a digital lawyers coach. Anyways, I don't know if you have maybe any final words to say, maybe like a wrap up on everything that we have talked about so far.
Okay, thank you so much. I will just say that your personal brand is your duty, and it is in your hands. Don't joke with your personal brand. One thing I didn't understand in law practice early enough is the fact that most people that I really looked up to in the big laws are not smarter than I am. They just have that personal brand that they've been able to package and manage and sell to the public, better than I, do sell myself. So, and since I learned that, I don't joke with my personal brand. I don't joke with my personal brand, and it has really helped me. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So, yes, please, like she has said, finally, your personal brand is your personal responsibility. So make sure that you are being responsible towards it as well. And please, I think we should not keep pushing the narrative of law is saturated. Law is not saturated. There is nowhere that is actually saturated. What people need is value. Once you're providing value, you will definitely see people, tilting towards you. Thank you so much for Larrying. You said this is an excellent session. Thank you for being a part of it. Please do well to, keep tabs on firm. We're going to be putting out more useful and valuable content like this as time goes on. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I do not take you for granted. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Have a blessed night ahead. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you.